This is going to be for the urinalysis. This will be to test for bacteria and other sediment. We're also going to go ahead and do the HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, which is the test we use for pregnancy. So before the patient goes to the toilet, we're going to give them directions.
Okay, Wendy, before you go to the bathroom, we need to use these 3 wipes. You need to clean the left side of the labia, the right side of the labia, and then in the middle. Once you've done that, you can start to urinate for a little bit, and then you stop, and then you urinate again, putting the middle specimen here in the cup, and then you stop, and then you close the top up, and then you finish. Okay? Do not remove the yellow tab here off of the cup, and then bring this back to us.
At this point, patient has returned with the urine sample as directed, wrapped in a paper towel. She's going to hand it over to the medical assistant with gloves on. We're going to make sure the urine goes down onto the barrier to prevent any contamination. Before we actually do the testing, we're also going to look for the color, the consistency, and the clarity. Removing the paper towel, we're going to begin assessing the urine. What color is it? It is a dark amber color. This typically indicates the patient has been drinking a lot of caffeine and a limited amount of water. If that is not the case, then once we run the urinalysis, that will tell us if it's high proteins or other sediments. So we're going to remove the container off of the paper towel so it sits level onto the barrier. Paper towel will go into biohazard. And then we're going to remove the cap from the sample, again facing the cap towards the ceiling. Make sure the container is flat to prevent any spillage. We're going to go ahead and open our package for our HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, which is the pregnancy test. Going to set the cartridge down on the barrier, and the other items we can discard into the regular trash. We have a pipette that comes with the test. We're going to take one of those out. And then using the same procedure, making sure that the urine stays in the shaft only, we're going to draw up enough urine for 3 drops. And then we're going to place it onto our test strip, counting 1, 2, 3 drops. And that goes into biohazard. This test takes 3 minutes to run. You will notice that the urine is collected and you will see the color changes. And then for reading the test, we wait 3 minutes. Positive will have 2 lines. Negative will only have 1 line. And if there's a line only at the T, that would be an invalid test, meaning that it would need to be run a second time. So we can already see there's no line on the T, but we're seeing a line on the C. And again, looking back at your results, we can see that that would be negative for pregnancy. We can now take our urine, recap it. Another thing that we do monitor for urine is the odor. Diabetic patients typically will have a very fruity odor in their urine. If it's very malodorous, we could begin now educating the patient on increasing their water. They should have between 8 and 10 glasses of water a day, and that is 8 ounces. We're going to discard the urine into the toilet or a designated waste container, and we're going to get rid of the other items that have been used and contaminated. These would go into the biohazard container for completion of the test. Go ahead and put that in the biohazard container. We don't have a sink in here. Okay, we're going to take off our gloves. And at this point, we would tell the patient, I'm going to discuss the results with the physician before I give you any finalized results. You take the test strip to the physician for clarification and return with the orders from the physician. That is your HCG test.